Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden and 2K packs? Well, look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable Madden and 2K coins on the market. And of course, do not forget to use code Ferdy for 5% off. A link for their website is at the top of the description. What's going on, guys? Today we are ranking all of the cornerbacks here in Madden 23 on a tier list. It has been about a month since the last cornerback tier list, so this one is pretty overdue. We have about 10 names to go over today, and you guys can already see some new names already on here. We have guys like Ty Law, who's basically just the zone coverage version of Revis, and there's a couple things I value in corner. Obviously speed and height, but it's also abilities. Abilities are super important on cornerbacks as well. That's why you're going to see some of these legend cards, or some of the cards that are able to get more premier abilities, like AKA cards, stuff like that, are going to be higher up the tier list because they just simply get better discounted abilities, better abilities that they are able to run. So that's why you might see, if you're thinking to yourself, why is that guy above that guy? Think about the abilities as well as we kind of go throughout this video. But we already have some new names. We have Shaq Griffin, we have Rasul Douglas, we have Jair Alexander, we have the Twitch Prime Denzel Ward, updated Eric Allen, we have Avonte Maddox down here. So yeah, let's just get started with a player that's coming out tomorrow, and that is the All Madden Mike Haynes. Not to be confused with Lester Hayes, they are two different players. I was a little bit confused at first too. I forgot they were two different dudes. But yeah, Mike Haynes is here, 92 speed, 91 agility, can play man, can play zone. He is a zone archetype corner, and you can kind of see that with his pre-baked abilities. Does get 2 AP bench press, which I would hate to go back to that meta again. I think that was at the start of Madden 21 where bench press was just going crazy. But chuck out 1 AP, pick artist, and deep out zone KO for 1 AP too. So a really good card, a really good zone corner, and I think, you know, without question, without question, Mike Haynes is an S tier cornerback in this game. Pretty easy, good height, good speed, usually very good as well as stopping the run. So Mike Haynes' card should be super well rounded. I'd prefer man-to-man archetype. With me running a lot more man-to-man, I prefer more of those man-to-man abilities, but this card's still gonna be an absolute monster. The next man up is Samari Roll, and this card is really, really good. Even though he is a zone archetype corner, the agility on this card and COD allows him to also play some good man coverage. If you are able to boost that man coverage by just 1, hitting 2 thresholds, big W, decent against the run, good height at 6 foot. The weight can be a problem when you come across these heavier, stronger backs, but in coverage, the card does play very well. Good speed, good size, good play rec. I mean, decent play rec, decent awareness, but I love the agility and COD on Samari, as well as the 2 AP deep out zone KO and the 1 AP flat zone KO. So another zone, another like main zone archetype corner, but still the size, the speed, the agility, all that stuff is really, really good to me. So I'm going to throw him kind of in that Charles Woodson, Darrelle Revis range. I feel like all 4 of these guys are very similar. Charles Woodson is 6'1", Samari 6 foot, and then you have the 5'11" Revis, 5'11" Ty Law with the 91 speed. So these guys are all pretty similar. I would say if you don't have any theme team, no theme team that you're running right now, and you can kind of pick any of these guys, I would probably pick around abilities. That's probably what I would do. I'd go on my GG, look at the abilities, see what abilities fit your scheme best, figure out your AP setup, and then I'd kind of pick that way. That's kind of what I would do. Okay, so this one I was a little bit torn on. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with D'Angelo Hall. The stats look amazing on D'Angelo. 92 speed, 94 acceleration, 92 agility, 94 COD, decent play rec, decent awareness, can play man, can play zone, a decent tackler as well. Gets Raiders, Falcons, Commanders, team chems. Just a really good card, stat-wise. The only problem with D'Angelo Hall is the fact that he's 5'10". Does get 1 AP mid zone and 1 AP pick artist, which is not, they're okay abilities with him being his own archetype corner again. But I just don't know where I would put D'Angelo Hall. I don't know. Am I going to trade? I feel like I'd put him in front of Revis and Ty Law because I'm trading 1 inch for 1 speed. I'm going to do that all day. And the abilities aren't bad. Revis does get some pretty good abilities. Obviously him being man-to-man archetype, I like that. But I feel like D'Angelo Hall kind of falls in that range as well. I mean, yes, he has 92 speed, but the 5'10 is kind of tough. And it's only a 1 inch difference between, Revis and Ty Law. So I would definitely do that trade-off, and I would take D'Angelo there. Also does have, very good stats, hitting 2 thresholds, stuff like that. So I would definitely go D'Angelo over these 2 guys. But when it comes to Samari and Charles, 6'1", I feel like D'Angelo Hall fits kind of right in between these 2 guys. So now we have a legend, Marshawn Lattimore, if you know, you know, with the 90 speed, 91 acceleration, 90 man coverage, 88 zone, 88 press, 91 COD. He does also get pick artist as well here. So for a man-to-man corner, pretty good abilities for a 90 overall as well. If you want to do a most feared set and get back a BND, a very good option, obviously. And this card's best comparison is the Champ Bailey card that we got. I think it was week 1, or maybe it was preseason. I think it was week 1. I think it was, yeah, it was week 1. We got Champ Bailey, and that's this card's best comparison. So I'm going to throw him right up here next to Champ. You could honestly interchange these two. It is very, very close between the two. The only difference really between them is Marshawn has slightly better zone, but then Champ Bailey does get a flat zone KO discounted. So, or not discounted, but he is able to get it. So that's the difference between these two cards, really. Same height, same speed, stuff like that. So now we have another most feared cornerback, and that is Jeff Okudah with 90 speed, 89 acceleration. These stats aren't the best. Does have good jumping, but the play rec and awareness could definitely be better. Good man though, good zone, good press, and a decent tackler. The stat isn't over 70, but good pursuit, and he is 6'1", 202, so can somewhat hold his own out there, as well as having that 70 strength as well. And for his pre-baked / discounted abilities, obviously your standard man-to-man stuff, but then also 2 AP deep route KO, which could be good in some schemes. I've been playing around with, route KOs, and I feel like there's some spots where I'm like, damn, I wish I had deep route KO. I wish I had short route KO there. Obviously, it's always going to be like that, but, deep route KO can definitely be super useful. And also, yeah, he does get it. He does get a 1 AP discount, so it could be worth trying out. And yeah, like I said, if you want to choose Jair and Okudah for, 2 BND options after doing a most feared set, that's a pretty good start to your cornerbacks right there, or a good upgrade to your corner. So I'm going to put Okudah in front of Champ. I like the 1-inch difference. I like the deep route KO. So yeah, I'm going to put Okudah just ahead of Champ Bailey. The next man up is the 5'11", 91 speed, 91 acceleration, 93 agility, 94 COD, Aeneas Williams. I'm surprised for a legend card that his awareness and play rec, it actually isn't better. But, good zone, good man, good press, good catch in traffic, good spec catch. Against the run, he's pretty good with a 92 pursuit, 81 hit power, but the tackling's under 70, which doesn't make much sense to me. And yeah, for the abilities, if we go down here, we go to his power up, and then we go to abilities. He does get 2 AP Acrobat, 1 AP Deep Out Zone KO, 1 AP Pick Artist, and 0 AP Tip Drill, which is actually really good in this year's game. Tip Drill is an ability that I feel like can be overlooked because it's been so irrelevant in past Maddens. But in this year's game, with how people just throw ags, and when you get knockouts, it actually can punish someone for just throwing consecutive ag catches over and over again. So yeah, I really do like this card. I really do. Aeneas Williams, he's gonna fall into that Revis / Ty Law category up in here. So I'm gonna put him right here. I'm gonna do that. I like his abilities a lot though. So his abilities, I think, might put him over D'Angelo Hall. So I'm gonna stick with that. Even though he's 5'11", whatever you want to say, he's not as fast as D'Angelo. I like this card's stats a lot, and the abilities help him out too. And next man up is the team of the week, Tracy Porter, with the 92 speed, 91 acceleration, 5'11", 200, good agility, good COD, over 90 in awareness and play rec. Is going to be huge on this card for reacting to the run and, play action, stuff like that. Awareness and play rec all does make a difference. And then over here, he does have 92 man, 88 zone, 88 press, and a man-to-man corner. And his tackling, 85 pursuit's pretty good, and over 70 in tackling. So like I said, that's pretty good for a card in October. But yeah, just a really nice card. Tracy Porter, super solid if you have either Bears, Broncos, Commanders, Raiders, or Saints team. Definitely want to use this card. And also does have the abilities as well to back it up. 4 AP Acrobat, which, it's not super discounted. It is discounted, but, we have some 2 AP, like you just saw with Williams, 2 AP Acrobat, stuff like that. You really don't see that many Acrobats right now, though, because if you want to get it super discounted, it's super expensive. But yeah, the deep route KOs here, the 0 AP Tip Drill, I just kind of talked about that. But yeah, Tracy Porter with that 92 speed at 5'11", I think is going to put him ahead of the pack, and I'm going to put him right to the top of A tier. So now we have the most feared LTD, Stephon Gilmore, 92 speed, 91 acceleration, can play man, can play zone, can play press, man-to-man archetype, the play rec over 90, the COD's there. The agility can be a bit of an issue on this card. I've definitely noticed that he does get beat sometimes for that reason. But the size, the speed, the acceleration is just super nice. The tackling, I feel like, definitely could have been a little bit better. But the abilities are good. 0 AP Tip Drill, 1 AP Pick Artist. Also, mid-zone KO. Man-to-man, he's going to get stuff like inside shade and mid-route KO, all that good stuff. So, Stephon Gilmore, really nice card. definitely a top tier corner in this game right now. What is he going for right now? Yeah, 480 does make sense. You know, if you want to get these top tier corners, you're gonna have to kind of pay a price. That's kind of what it comes down to. But I think easily, you know, Stephon Gilmore is an S tier cornerback in Madden 23 right now. So next man up is the most feared champion, Jalen Ramsey. And if you don't have a theme team, I think this card right now is a must have. Even if you have a theme team, say you have like a B tier corner on a theme team, I'm going to go Ramsey over that B tier corner on a 50-50 or a 40 out of 50. A tier, I could see a couple cards that you might be able to debate are better than Ramsey on a theme team. But this card, it's hard to beat for what he is for his price tag. Going for under 300k right now. You know, good discount abilities, 1 AP pick artist, 2 AP deep route KO. Also does get a mid zone if you want to, you know, play him in zone coverage. Man-to-man archetype, so he's going to get, you know, those shade routes. I mean, those shade abilities. Sorry, not routes. Shade abilities. But yeah, for his price tag with the stats, the tackling, the man, the zone, the press, the size, the speed, the acceleration, it's going to be very tough to beat for his price tag. And yeah, right now, it's not even going to change tomorrow. These, you know, S tier corners are not super expensive. Well, some of them are. They're very expensive. So Jalen Ramsey for under 300k, it's tough to beat. It really, really is. And so now we have the LTD Charles Tillman. And when I'm ranking these cards, as you guys know, I do not factor in price at all. But if I were to, Charles Tillman would be like a low C tier to high D tier card because this price tag is ridiculous. For a cornerback, LA, I would get it. You know, a super glitchy quarterback, you know, sees the ball every single play. He's super broken. But we have cornerbacks already in the game with similar stats to this, you know what I mean? Yes, he's 6'2", 210 pounds with good speed and acceleration, and maybe with Mike Haynes dropping tomorrow, this could maybe drop his price a little bit. But honestly, even if you have a Panthers or a Bears team, I'm just gonna wait until the Redux. We are getting Reduxes this year, as you guys know. But yeah, just he's super good, like can tackle, the size, can play man zone. Even the abilities are super cool. Obviously, with them adding the peanut punch this year, it's only fitting that we get a 0 AP strip specialist on this card. Pick artist, Crusher, which is decent. What does Crusher even do? Crusher, heavy ball carrier fatigue on hit stick tackles. And yeah, that's going to work on this card because he does have 90 hit power. So Charles Tillman, a really good card. The only issue is going to be that price tag. But I'm going to throw him up here with Mike Haynes. And this one is interesting, like Mike Haynes or Tillman. I think just based off price tag, I have to just leave Mike Haynes in front. But both cards are very similar. You could really, you know, choose one over the other, you know, vice versa, whatever you want to do. Both cards are going to be really good. And I would imagine Mike Haynes is going to be cheaper than Charles Tillman. I would imagine. So yeah, Mike Haynes is probably the one that I would go after. And of course, finally, last but not least, you guys probably thought, maybe you didn't think I forgot about him, but we have the Season 2 Field Pass champion, Deion Sanders. So this card, a little bit of an asterisk next to his name because you can't get him yet. Maybe the real grinders will start to get him in the next 2 weeks or so, but I'm curious to see what the rest of the cornerback landscape looks like when Deion comes out. I still think Deion's going to be above any, if we do get like a 94 speed corner before, you know, you start seeing a lot of Deion Sanders. I still think that Deion's gonna be above those guys because he does get all team chems, also does get some pretty good abilities like 1 AP mid zone, 1 AP pick artist, 0 AP evasive, 1 AP deep route KO. So does get good abilities, but he does get all 32 team chems on top of the 94 speed. So this card can fit on any team. So that means every single time you see Deion Sanders, well, probably like 90% of the time that you see Deion Sanders, he's going to have either +1 or +2 speed, which is straight up nasty. So 95 speed, 96 speed Deion with these man coverage stats, these zone coverage stats. The pursuit's even nasty on this card. Will he make the tackle? Probably not, but will he get there? Yes, he will. Just a really, really good card, and I cannot wait to get my hands on Deion Sanders. I definitely got to be playing this game a little bit more if I want to get him soon. Definitely got to think about that because I need this card. He's going to be an absolute beast. And yeah, with this being said, Deion does get his own tier above S tier. For now, though, like I said, you cannot get Deion yet. So these S tier guys are going to be my top 5. We have number 1, Mike Haynes. Number 2, Charles Tillman. Number 3, Jalen Ramsey. Number 4, Stephon Gilmore. And number 5, you could really say any of these guys down here. You really could. I know I have Tracy Porter, but you could really say any of these 5'11", 91 speed plus guys down here for that 5 spot. Depending on abilities, if it fits your scheme or not, it's up to you. Look at the cards. What abilities do you need on your defense? What abilities would help you out the most? So that's kind of my opinion on these guys, and that is going to do it for the cornerback tier list. Of course, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications. And as always, I will see you boys in the next one.